Hey friends, TMP here, and this is TMP Q&A Wednesday. Thank you for coming back to yet another exciting episode of the TMP Q&A Wednesday. And we have a question this week from Grace. This is what Grace says. She sent me a WhatsApp message, and she's like, I have a question for TMP, but I'm shy to ask. I just need to hear your perspective. I say, lol, don't be shy. I'm still the same as last year. I will deal with the question, not you. She's like, okay, thanks. My question is it normal to have fear? How can one deal with fear? Thank you for the question, Grace. And as promised, I'm going to deal with the question, not you. So the issue of fear is a very tricky and very important issue because everybody has fear at some stage in their lives. Let me start here. It's okay to be scared. It's not okay to be fearful. What that means is that there's a difference between being scared and being fearful. Being scared and being fearful is two completely different things because being scared is a thing of a moment. It's a sudden emotion that you feel. You get uncomfortable for a moment because you have just seen something that perhaps it frightens you for a moment, but it goes away. Whereas fear is more of a thing that stays with you. It's yours. It's more than an emotion. It's an experience. Perfect way to say it's a spirit. It's a condition. It's a state. So when you are in fear, you are tormented by the spirit of fear. Meanwhile, the opposite is when you're scared, it's an emotion of sudden fear, but it goes away. For example, I'm scared of cats, right? I am. I'm scared of cats. Let me tell you this story real quick. This one time I'm going to work. I wake up in the morning and I prepare myself. I stay in the top floor where I stay of the flat. So I go down. I'm going down to the garage to where my car is parked, obviously. So as I'm walking around to go to the gate, guess what I see in front of me? A cat with its baby. So two cats. They're standing right there. So they heard me step. They stare. You know how cats are. They will stare at you and you will feel it. So I felt it. They looked at me. They glazed at me. I realized, there's a problem here. And they're in my way. I'm supposed to pass through where they are standing and just go around to my car. I'm going to work, getting late. These things are my obstacles I cannot pass because they're looking at me. And you know when they're looking at you, they can do anything. They can just jump over you, scratch, do whatever. So all those thoughts are running in my head right now. I'm like, nah, I'm not going anywhere. This I'm not going to approach. I'm not willing. I'm not going to do it. Let me try and find another way. I realize there's no other way. That's the only way. Shucks. Check the time. I'm running late. There's a problem. What do we do? So I'm stuck. Stuck between moving forward, going to work. I'm running late and going back. Now I'm thinking, maybe I go back to the room and report that there's a problem. That's not going to make sense. So now as I'm busy thinking, step forward, step back, step forward, step back. By God's grace, I hear a voice from above. A voice from above. Saying, hey man, just stamp your feet on the ground. I'm like, what? So I got scared because I'm like, where's this voice coming from? So I lift up my eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. So I see this old man looking at me. So he's been observing the scene, right? He's been observing me and watching me. He realized here there's no hope. Then he decided to tell me to stamp your feet, they'll run away. So I feel a bit embarrassed. Like, oh, okay. So now I feel like, yeah, I'm embarrassed. I just admit. I'm like, hey, I'm scared of these things, eh? So I'm like, okay, I pull my strength back. I'm strong, there's a man watching over me, and I'm gonna make it. So I go, those things get frightened, they run away. I'm like, yes, I did it. Then now I take my walk of fame. Feeling all powerful. I even forgot that somebody helped me. So as I'm walking, feeling all powerful, taking my walk of fame, I feel like everybody's watching me. TMP, TMP. So that's in my head. I feel like the boss. I run the world. Then this guy, you can see that now this guy is walking proudly. Then he's like, it's just a cat. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, did you have to say that? Because I had forgotten about the guy who helped me. So I lift my head back up again and I looked, I'm like, hey, thanks, sir. Now I'm embarrassed. I take my walk of shame. Off I go to the car. But yeah, that was the experience I had with the cat situation. The reason I'm telling you this is to show you that I'm scared of cats, right? But I don't fear cats. The difference is, I do not see a cat from a distance and automatically I feel like I can't do anything. Well, if they're there and I'm here, I can look at them and I can pass them. But if they're in my way, I'm not willing to do that because me and cats are not friends. I'm scared of cats for that moment. But I don't sleep at night, hear the sound of cats and start shaking. Now I can't do anything. I'm traumatized. No, it's not that. So the difference is that if I was in fear of cats, I was going to think about a cat at night or hear a sound of a cat, wake up, get all traumatized that I can't do anything. See the difference here? Let me give it more practical by supplementing with a Bible verse. It says, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and sound mind. So the reason is, the key word I want us to look at is the spirit of fear. Fear is a spirit. Whatever you have in your spirit, it has potential to harm you or give you life. The moment it becomes a spirit, it controls you. You are not in control. There's a few things that you need to do in order to get over the fear of things. But before you get there, you need to understand, where does this come from, right? Because we have to know what happened in the beginning. In the beginning, what happened? Where do you get it from? So, there's two things here I want to propose. I want to give perspective on. First is, you can choose to deal with your fear, right? If it's something that is really affecting your life. Well, before I propose the other one, let me just give you the steps to conquering your fear. One of the steps is actually, basically what I'm going to say, it's a repetition of what I already did in the other video I did. I think I'm going to put a link here of the video I did the previous weeks about how to get over it, how to forget the past. Basically, I introduced a bioenergetics process that you can follow to get over your past, to get over your fears, everything that's holding you back. Because fear essentially holds you back from going forward and achieving what you're supposed to achieve. So what you can do is you sit down with yourself. That one thing that you're very scared of, whatever it is, maybe you're scared of standing in front of people. I mean, statistics show that people are more scared of public speaking than dying. They would rather die than speak in front of people. So that's fear. So if you are that kind of a person who's very scared of voicing your opinions, like the other question that I got from the lady, Kate, if you are scared, you have fear of doing certain things to a point where it holds you back, you cannot do anything about it, there's certain things that you can do to get over it. It's possible. Firstly, you can speak to a psychologist. which is good. I recommend that because the people are trained to give professional advice on that. Secondly, you can do the bioenergetics process, the technique I introduced, which essentially is having an interview with yourself. You are your own therapeutic person. You are your own psychologist, so to speak. Where you sit down with yourself, you have your mirror in front of you, and you ask yourself, what is your problem? What is it that you're scared of? Hey, TMP. And TMP responds. This is you, and you have to be so blunt and very, very honest with yourself. Where you ask yourself, what is your problem, buddy? And you say, I have a fear of cats, if it is a fear of cats. These things are tormenting me. Like even now saying the name cat makes me feel somehow. Maybe for you, it's an experience of the past where maybe you've been abused, you've been raped, you've been physically abused. I don't know what it is, but you've been traumatized in any way. So now when you think about a situation that involves that thing that made you feel the way you feel, you just feel uncomfortable. You get stuck. So you sit down with yourself. Then you're traumatized from an accident, a car accident. Now you're scared of cars. You're scared of whatever it is. Just trying to paint a picture of the examples that may be the problems that you have. So you sit down with yourself. What are you scared of? What's your problem? Well, my problem is I'm scared of cars. All right. How is the fear of cars affecting you? That's the second question. How is it affecting you? Then you point out the things that it's hindering you from doing. Maybe now it stops you from buying your own car. You don't trust yourself in driving. You can't drive. You don't have those capabilities. You don't trust yourself with the wheel, right? So it's hindering you. Now you have to wait for somebody to drive you, but the somebody is not always available. And at some point you need to move forward. Then you say that it affects me in this way. All right. Third question. Why are you feeling like that? Why are you so scared? Why are you so fearful of cars? Then you go back, you replay the previous thoughts, get the thing that made you feel the way you feel. What is it that traumatized you? What was the experience you had with cars? Then you define that. And at that time, that's when you start expressing the true emotions of how you feel about that. If it needs you to cry, you cry. I mean, I did it, shout, go to an open space, I start shouting, I scream, do all those things, and I'm a physical person. I ended up buying boxing gloves, I go to the gym, I punch all my problems out. Because it's very therapeutic. You need to release. Your body is entrapping all these things. That's why sometimes you feel chills when you think about that thing that scares you so much. So your body has entrapped that experience. So it's not only your mind that is scared. Even your body has that. Because it's a spirit. Your spirit holds your body, your mind, your soul, your everything. It's connecting everything. You cannot move forward. So you need to release through physical activities. If it needs you to scream, that's why other people, when they're angry, they break glasses, they hit things. So it's important to do that. Express yourself. Scream, shout, whatever it is. Cry if it needs you to cry. But you are releasing that. After that, the fourth thing that you must do, you keep quiet. After that physical activity, you keep quiet, you close your eyes. When you have done it so much, your heart is pumping so hard, you might eventually sleep. You'll feel that peace and serenity moving in your head and your body. You sleep, you rest, you go into deep sleep. When you wake up, depending on what your beliefs are, but if you're like me, you pray about it. You pray about it, thank the Lord that that thing is over, it's gone, right? Then you believe that it's gone, the fear is gone. Then you don't entertain it. That's one way of dealing with your fears or getting over the past. Second thing I wanted to propose is there are certain fears you really don't need to confront. You just don't have to. I mean, let's say now you're doing the process I proposed, getting into an interview with yourself. What are you scared of? I'm scared of cars. Then the second question is what's going to tell you whether you need to move forward or not. Because when you ask yourself, how is it affecting you? If there's no reason, if you don't find how it's affecting you, why are you dealing with it? It has nothing to do with you. You don't have to deal with it. If it's fear of cats, you're not going to buy a cat in your house like me in my case. I don't fear cats. I'm scared of cats. But I'm not going to buy a cat. It's not my thing, right? I don't want it. So I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with the fear of cats. Fear of cats. Certain things you don't need to confront. It's like the fear of crocodiles. Why would you go into a river and jump in? You're scared of crocodiles. Why would you do that? They're going to chow you. So certain fears you don't have to confront. That's the point I'm trying to bring to the table. There's this thing, it's called, I know it's one of my fears. Now this is a spirit. I know. I'm not happy, I'm not proud of it, but I'm not going to confront it because it's not affecting me in any way. It only affects me at that particular moment when I see it or encounter it. Other than that, it doesn't affect my life. So why should I worry about it, right? This is the thing. Just thinking about it makes me feel somehow. It's called trypophobia. It's a phobia. I would show you, I would Google it and show you, but the problem with Google has no wisdom. So if you say trypophobia, they give you the picture. And that's not what you want to see. But if you are not scared of that, you will go and see it. Just Google trypophobia for yourself. What that thing is, it's the uncomfortability, it's an uncomfortability that you feel in your body. Like it makes your body feel somehow by seeing an image or anything that has holes in it. So if it has a lot of holes, like almost like this, but small holes that are close to each other, that thing makes me feel somehow. Already thinking about it is just like, okay, yeah. That's a fear I'm not willing to confront. I'm not happy with it, but shucks, I shouldn't have spoken about that. Now it's making me feel somehow. That thing is bad. You see what I'm doing already? It's a spirit, it's a bad thing, and I think at some point you need to be delivered from it. And it's not good because we are not given the spirit of fear. It's just it makes me feel somehow, man. Even my body itches. So, but then the point is, you have to ask yourself, how is this thing affecting me? Because sometimes you go around, you're wasting time because you don't want to waste time. That's the major point I'm trying to bring here. Time is so important. Sometimes you'll be solving problems that have nothing to do with you. And that's time spent. Certain things are just meant to be left the way they are. So if trypophobia is the problem that you have, like me, then leave it for me. It doesn't affect me. I don't see holes everywhere. I don't intend on seeing holes everywhere. If I see them, it will be a thing of the moment. I will go. It's over. I don't have to have a relationship with holes, right? It has nothing to do with me. So why should I worry about that? I don't have to worry about that. That's the second step. So I'm not going to move forward because it's not affecting me in any way. So, yeah, that's the two proposals that I'm bringing to you. You can either deal with the fear or you can let it be because it doesn't affect you in any way. But the process is one. Sit down with yourself. Ask yourself. Confront yourself. What is your problem? What are you feeling? Feeling scared. Question number 2. How is that affecting you? It's affecting me because now I cannot do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I was not scared of this thing, I would be able to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Why are you feeling the way you feel about it? Then you trace back. Let your mind run you through the process and run you through the experiences that you've had before. And let it out. Let your body take you out of that problem. And from there, you will relax, sleep, or just keep quiet. Get back, get in touch with you, with who you are, how you feel, and then pray about it. Thank God for the deliverance that you had. Off you go. It's an ongoing process. Sometimes it might get back to you. You might feel the same way again another time. But it's an ongoing process. You need to teach yourself. You need to train yourself. It's a training process. It never stops. Because you are fighting with an experience of about more than 10 years, if it is, or 2 years. It's a long time. So those things, your body has them within it. So one day of dealing with it might not be sufficient. So do this as many times as possible, but the more you do it, the more you train yourself, the more you teach yourself to be more in control, emotional intelligence will take you through. All these videos, I did them. And I suggest you go back and watch those videos. Emotional intelligence, how to deal with the past, how to get over the past, get over it, how to move on. I did that. So I invite you to do that. And I hope, Grace, you got something out of this video. Perspective I shared, I hope it was something that is valuable for you. And I really would like to hear your feedback, what you think about this. And to everybody out there, I still welcome more questions for TMP Q&A Wednesday. As I said, I'm not coming as an expert. I come as a person who offers a perspective. And if a question is something I don't know, I really don't know about, I will do my best to do some research on it, and I will bring my perspective based on what I got. But basically, the whole point of this is to learn together, is to move together with you guys. Whatever question you might have related to personal development, related to careers, related to personal financial well-being, education, relationships, there's a perspective for that, and I welcome those questions. Thank you. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share if you like it. Remember to comment. Remember to add your views to whatever that's happening on the channel. I appreciate you guys. See you next week. It's finished. Boom.